Hi, everybody. What I'd like to do is just kind of introduce what we're going to do this week, and really, I'm going to leave you alone as much as I can. And you don't really have any new contact or content. I know that I've assigned a couple chapters in your textbook and so forth, but I think what you've had so far and so forth, you're good to go, and I think you can finish out your project just fine. But it is interesting information in terms of communicating your results and so forth. So, if you think you need a little bit more there and how to do that well, do check your two textbooks. But otherwise, for the most part this week, you will see that really, I'm focusing now on your final paper because I didn't want to wait until next week to do that because I thought you would need that information probably over the weekend. And so last week, um, I pretty well laid out the presentation, what was expected for the presentation, and then now this week it's more focused on the paper, just fine tuning the paper. So I talk about headings, formatting tables and figures, using appendices, all that good stuff. So that's what's in those final paper tips. So my recommendation would be, and my mentality here is, I think you can do your presentation. I think you can do that with not having it all written up, right? And then you can use the final week to fine tune the paper. So you can wait for the paper tips until you are exactly ready for it, okay? Just to note, it's not posted up here yet, but right at the bottom here, Clesiani is actually going to post a document that she made, and let me bring it up. It's actually this document, but you guys probably won't even have to reference it, but just giving you options on programs that you might want to use for the final presentation. I would highly recommend Screencast-O-Matic. You guys, that's what I'm using here. It's really easy. It's free. It does video. It does whatever you have up on the screen. So you can do the presentation thing, or you can bring up files if you want to show tables or whatever you want to do. But I would really recommend that. But if you don't want to learn something new, or if you've never used it before, there's others like Screen R, but I don't know exactly everything on that. But she did put, like Panopto, what I do for my weekly presentations. You can use that, but you would have to really use it through her first, okay? Make sure you work with Clesiani because we'd have to set that up for you. There's Jing. And there's also Prezi. Some of you are very capable of doing Prezi, something like that. That's fine too. Just note, I'm not going to require video, but it would be nice to have the video with the presentation because we haven't seen each other all semester, and you've just kind of seen me and not had as much contact with each other. So it would be a good reference point if you would put video in that presentation. But I also don't want to cause high stress if that's too difficult for you at this point in time. Okay, so I'll let you make that decision. So that's going to appear, and then the other thing that's going to appear, and it's going to appear more up here by the general discussion in that area. What we're going to do is, as of Thursday or so, we will put in another kind of discussion board, and it will be titled something like Action Research Presentations. Go in there, and we're going to put you, or I'm going to put you into 5 different groups. And by putting you into 5 different groups, there'll be 4 presentations in each group. And what I will have you do is just submit the presentation to the assignment areas. And you guys, with this presentation, it has to be a link. So you need to get your presentations up on YouTube or someplace where all Clesiani has to do is link to it, and then it will show up. Just a reminder, usually what I do with these, I just post them to YouTube, right? So if you do screencast, just take it to YouTube or your YouTube channel or whatever, but it has to be a link, okay? And then give us Friday to get those ready, and then the presentation should be ready for you to view then as of Friday afternoon, and you'll have the weekend. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you watch at least 3 before next Saturday, okay? Or like May 3rd, when we actually have our face-to-face, okay? And so this is the information for those. Record your presentation, 10 minutes or less, 4 projects in a group, okay? But you can watch other projects. So I have kind of a rhyme or reason why I have you in the group that I have you in, okay? But if, oh wow, I didn't get in such and such group, I'm going to go and see what he or she did. Okay, you can peruse the groups, but I just, in that last week, I'm just not, I'm going to ask you to have 30 minutes of time watching each other's, but I don't want to take up any more than that or require more than that. Then what I would like you to do, watch the research presentations assigned to your group. Please watch those before you come on Saturday, okay? And we're going to have, you'll have an area that you'll be able to post this, but also document it. So kind of do it in both places. I would like you to write down or post at least 2 comments that you had about each presentation that you watched. Okay, so specifically 2 comments. It can be complimentary. It can be kind of, oh wow, I'm really surprised that you found out this, or something like that. And then I would like you to post at least 2 questions that you have about the Action Research Project. So it's like, how did you ever do this? What did you do in your methodology? How did you specifically analyze that? You know, couple of questions on each project that, after watching it, it's like, wow, because in a 10-minute presentation, we don't have enough time to do all of that, okay? Because the presentations, you have to be pretty crisp and pretty straightforward with them, okay? So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Now, just a warning, there are a few people who are gathering data this week, and they need the weekend for data analysis, but they have kind of told me that definitely by early next week the presentations will be posted. And so with that, if they're in your group, just go back, I'll say to be coming or coming soon, and hopefully early in the week then that you'll be able to find time to watch those. Again, they're 10 minutes or less, so I'm hoping that you can find those 10 minutes or less to do that. Okay, so I think that's it for week 14. Next week, again, I will put up some new information on Friday, but you guys, it will be more logistics. It's no new content, just if anything comes up this week or over the weekend that I want to talk about, that's all, okay? So let me know. Please let me know if you have any question. I've had several conversations with people this week, but, they're great conversations, great questions asked. And I'm here at this point in the time to kind of clarify. Literature reviews, those that I still have, you guys, I'm really shooting for tomorrow night. Those are done. And then just so that you know, I'm going to go right back and try to finish up the grading on those old projects. But I just had to do the literature reviews, as you knew, or as you know, to get those and so forth. But believe me, I'm going to go back to those other projects and grade them and so forth. And as you know, I like to give comments, so you will give feedback on those as well. Okay, so I think that's all for now. I hope everything is going well. I know this is a really kind of a high stress time, but I think you're going to be really, really happy with your projects when they're done. So uh, have questions come my way, but keep up the good work, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.